Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Brian in post-production. Today I'm going to show you how to build an album using DesignVu's DesignVu software. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head over to DesignVu to your account. When you get here to the main pages, scroll down to the bottom and there's going to be a section for software you can download. So the Rose software, this is where you'll order prints and books if you're not going through the DesignVu. So if you're just ordering them direct and having DesignVu do the work, if you're doing the work, you're going to click on DesignVu here and then you're going to download the software that accompanies this link. So you might ask, now why would I want to download the software and design these albums myself? Well, it saves you a bit of money. So DesignVu charges us $75 to create the album, and that includes pulling the photos, positioning them, and then setting up the proof. Now if you've got someone in your office, maybe a media manager or even just an account manager who wants to do this, it could save you $75. It's fairly quick and simple, and I'll show you that today. So once you pick your system requirements, you just go ahead and download the software, and it's going to go straight to your desktop and you can open it from there. So I've already got that software on my desktop, so I'm going to open it up real quick. I say quick, but things aren't moving very quick. Alright, so my DesignVu software is right here. I open that up. And I've already started an album, so we're going to kind of join into the middle of this one. But I'll go through the basic steps of what you'd want to do to start one. So, create new project or open existing. So as I mentioned, I've already started one, so I'm going to open an existing. But for demonstration purposes, I'll show you how to create a new one. So click Create New, select the type of book you want. Most of the times if you're creating a brag book or a leave behind book to go to a vendor, you're going to probably want to use the seamless bind book. It's the most affordable of the albums inside of DesignVu's product line. So start with seamless bind book. You can click that, click Next. And then if you need the tutorial, you can do that, but if you know exactly what you're doing, you will after I show you this video. You're going to click Bind Book, Seamless Bind Book, and Next. And then pick your size. Generally, we start with a 10 by 10 for those leave behind books. Click Next. And then this is where you're going to pick your photos and add it to the software. Now, recommendation here. I highly recommend that you take the time to download those images from your DesignVu gallery first before you start this. Having those photos in a separate folder set aside is going to save you so much time. You can put that folder right on your desktop, drag the images into it, and that way you've got them all together in one place before you start. So at this point, I'm going to hit cancel because I want to go back and open the book that I've already started so I can show you the design process. So, yes, I wish to close the wizard. Here we go. So back to the beginning screen, I'm going to open existing project, and I'm working on this one as I've started it yesterday. So this is what you're going to see when you open the book. The first page will be your cover, so back cover, front cover, and then these are your spreads. These are the photos that have been added into the design software that you can pull from. So when you're ready to start moving photos over here into the layout, you simply click on your spreads and you click on a photo and you drag it into the picture box or the spread, excuse me. Now there's a couple of ways, a couple of different options for that. So let me show you another option. Let's say you want to use some of their pre-designed layouts. Down here at the bottom of the screen, they've got some predefined layouts. So you just click that and drag it up into the artboard. And you'll see here's a picture box that you can drag a picture into. I'll show you how to do that. And then it goes across the seam. So this is why it's called a seamless bind book, because the photo will go across the seam. And then you've got these other boxes that you can just simply click and drag your images into. My preference is I like to start from scratch. Sometimes I'll use these templates, but for the most part I like to start from scratch. It gives me more control. Plus I know what images I want to put in. So let's say I'm just going to start with this image and I don't want it this small. Well, if I click and hold the shift key on the corners, it will drag this larger in the, what's the word I'm looking for? It keeps it in it constrains the size. That's what I'm trying to say. So it keeps the size as it is native. If I don't hold the shift key and I just drag this around, see how it changes the box and then it changes the dimensions of the picture. Now that's fine, and you can do it that way. And then to fix this, you just double click the image and then it's going to show you your crop. So you have to move this around to replace your crop. Or you can drag the box smaller, larger, whatever. So because I want to keep it the same size, I hold down the shift key and drag. That keeps my crop, as you'll see when I open it, as it is in the native file. All right? So then you're just going through building your album using the images that you want. Now the great thing about the software is, you see this red one over here, my mouse? That's showing me that I'm using that image on a page in the book. So I'm on spreads 5 and 6 up here, and it's just showing me that that's been used. So if I drag another image in, you'll see the same thing happens. It just shows me that that image is being used in the book. And I can drag this and match the corners. You'll see that there's some guides that pop up too when I start moving things around. These are called smart guides that show up when you're positioning your images. So when you find center, you'll get, let's see if I move this over, you'll get the purple, and the green is lining up with the, green is page, purple is box. So when you get the purple, that means you've lined up center on the box. So then if you want to group these two, you can click them together, or click them by holding shift. So if I click one and then hold down the shift key and click another one, if I right click, then I can say group, and now I've got these images tied together in one box. Now from here you can't make it larger, so you have to ungroup to make it larger, but then you can position it anywhere you need on the page. And so you just kind of keep working along from here. Now when you've got your book completed, you've fulfilled all the images in the spread that you want, you can add as many spreads as you need. Let's see, adding spreads, I believe, is this button. Nope, that's picture box. Autoflow. Somewhere in here there's a way to add spreads, but I would have to look that up for you. We'll keep it simple. We're not going to worry about that today. When you're done, the button you want to use is Add to Cart. So when you click that, it literally walks you through the process of making this album a reality. You will need to be logged into your DesignVu account to do that. So make sure you're logged into your account first before you click Add to Cart. Alright, so jumping ahead in the process here, we've got the album completely built and all the spreads created. What you're going to want to do now is create a proof to send this to your client so they can check out the book. So go up here to File, Create Proofs, and you can select the output format you want, but I definitely recommend don't do TIFFs, and I recommend a multi-page PDF. JPEGs are fine too, but sometimes that becomes complicated. You want to have all the spreads together, so do a multi-page, make sure they're all selected, click the destination. I'm just going to pick desktop, save, and say OK. And that should compact all of the spreads and pages into one PDF to where you can just send that in an email to your clients and you're done. So there you go. Here's the proofs. If I double click it, it should just be a standardized PDF and it all checks out correctly. So I'm going to close that and just take a look at how big the file is to make sure I can attach it in an email. And it is only 33 megabytes, 3.3 megabytes to be exact, so that's perfect. Perfect size to fit into an email. So I can compose and attach and send it away. So once you've done that, the next step in the process is to, well, I guess once you get your approval, once they've said, yeah, we like this, next step is to actually purchase the album. So when you're ready to do that, you're going to click Add to Cart. It's going to name it. It's going to tell you how many pages you've got, and then you just click Add to Cart. Make sure you're signed into your account before you do that, before you add it to the cart, because it creates a little bit of confusion. If you happen to not be signed in, you have to come back to this window and start that all over. So go to DesignVu and sign in before you're ready to buy. Do your add to cart, and it'll put it right into your cart account for purchase. So there's a few other things I'd like to show you about building an album. There are some tools over here in the right panel that you can use to change certain things, certain layouts, and photo boxes. For instance, if I click this photo box and I want it to be a specific size, I can just put that right here. So I can highlight and type in the number 5. Let's type in the number 8, and then we'll do a 5 over here, and then return. And that will make that picture box the exact constrained size that you want it to be. And if I don't like it, I just hit Command Z to undo. I've actually sculpted this one to a size that I like, but you can also change the offset. So for some reason there's a slight offset, so I'll hit 0. Actually, you know what? Take that back. I like the offset where it's at, but if you needed to change it, you can do it manually here, or you can double click it and drag in the window here, either one. The other thing you can do in regards to your layouts is you can add page backgrounds. So if I pick my right page, I can change the background. I can also select images, or sorry, I can select specific colors. I can select, let's see, web colors. Where are web colors? Web colors, web colors. Well, you could keep it simple and select crazy colors like that. There's also a way that you can add images, but I will have to look that up and give you a report on that at a later date. We like to keep it simple, keeping the pages white, but there is the ability to change it if you'd like. Another thing you can do inside your design is you can add text, and you do that by clicking on this plus box up here at the top. And then you've got a text box now you can use to create any type of text that you want. And then you alter it over here on the right panel. So if I select it, I can change the opacity, I can change the width and skew the size, and I can also increase the font and change the font to whatever I would like. And then if you just click off on the box somewhere else, it gives you your text that you can move around and position it wherever you'd like. Text is fun if you want to add couple names or some quirky text boxes within the design. You get to choose. That's the great thing about it. So once, like I said, once you've got that wrapped up, add it to your cart, make sure you're logged into your account, and you should be good to go. So that's kind of a basic overview. Literally designing an album, probably once you have the photos set up, it'll probably take you an hour, maybe a little bit longer the first time, but each time you build one, it will get quicker. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me in post-production, Brian at CompleteWeDo.com, and I'll see you on the next video training session. Thanks.